Hey, what's up friends? Welcome back to Three Tails. I'm Opie and I'm going to show you guys how I made this bead board today. Should be a quick build. Enjoy. For this project I'm going to be using 1/8 inch birch plywood. I actually am looking for that foam core because I'm going to be doing a routing, and then that foam core is actually going to be exposed, and it actually plays a pretty good contrast to the stain color that we're going to be finishing at. I clamped all of this together and then cut it all down to a rough dimension with my circular saw so that I didn't have to have so much surface area that I needed to route to get this final product done. I did a couple test pieces to see what it looked like and came up with the final decision. So we ended up going through a lot of different kinds of transitions in here because I wanted to see some different options on what could have. So I did some wider grooves here with a little bit larger bit. I did some finer grooves. I did some V grooves. I did difference on spacing, on the intervals, on how frequent it was, and we kind of ended up going on a mix of all of these, and I'll show you how I got to that. We decided to end up going with a 1/4 inch cove bit. To do that, just take out your router, choose the bit, open your bit case and close it, and your bit should be changed out, good as new, and then go ahead and get started. This job is honestly pretty easy to do, it's just a lot of repetition and patience. We used this unassuming little bit of scrap wood that I just taped together. It's barely over a 1/2 inch thick, and that gave me the spacing and intervals that I was going to use for the actual design of the bead board. Every time that I finished out one of these rows, I would remove the scrap wood, which would then reduce it about 1/2 inch, and that would give me the second little row of these beadboard designs. After that, the spacing on my routing gauge is actually about 2.5 inches, and I would just move up the guide until it was flush with the line I just cut, and then I would continue again. I did this over and over and over. I did hundreds and hundreds of these passes to do probably about 25 linear feet of these beadboards, and honestly they looked amazing. And though it did take me an entire day to do this, I would say that I saved money. The 1/8 inch wood that I used is only about $15, and the actual beadboard that I would have needed to get would have cost me about $70. So this was in the end a pretty good costly investment, but it did mean that I had to spend a lot of time doing this. After that, there was just a whole bunch of sanding to do. Hand sanding, sanding with a stick, sanding with a tool, random orbit sanding. I sanded all the way up until I got every single one of these sheets up to 220 grit, and then I made sure to brush it off and clear it down as best as I could. I also used an air compressor to just kind of get some of the extra dirt off, and then it was time for staining. To stain this, we're using a Minwax English Chestnut. I was nice enough to put this in frame, but not in focus. Doing all this staining is pretty simple. You just want to make sure that you don't have too heavy of brush strokes on there, and just kind of make sure it's nice and evened out. I let it sit for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then I came back through with a shop towel and wiped off all of the excess. Whenever that was dried, after about 24 to 48 hours, it does take some time, then it was good to go. You can go ahead and seal this using either a polyurethane, a shellac, a lacquer. I didn't seal it until it was on the bookcase, and then I did a spray lacquer over the whole thing. You can actually click the annotation here at the top and I'll show you that bookcase that I built, or you can see over here is the library that I built for the entirety of this. I thank you guys very much for watching this. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out some of our other content. I do weekly builds and weekly videos going up on Fridays. I hope that you enjoyed, and thank you so much again. We'll see you next time, friends.